4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Rancher here, people stuck of commentary. Got my green tea by my side and ready to bring you set 2 of HyuK versus Fantasy in the round of 16 of the Bigfile MSL. Got myself all pumped up for this, even though I'm doing this almost at 1 o'clock in the morning, but I don't care. Busy days, but I don't care. HyuK at the upper left-hand corner and orange zerg. Fantasy at the lower right-hand corner as the green terran. There's going to be odd eye 3. Crazy odd eye madness where terrans just run amok and kill you. Green tea goodness. Peppermint. Gotta start brewing some more of my green tea. I have a humongous tea collection, and instead of utilizing it, I instead buy tea bags. What is wrong with me? I don't know. Ask my shrink. I'm sure he'll tell you some gobbledygook. Which is the language of goblins, apparently. So yeah, looking forward to this. I think HyuK's might be in a significant amount of trouble because this really is... Okay, stop zooming on the guy. Show me some game. Thank you. Really think HyuK's going to be in trouble because Odd Eye 3, really comfortable map for Terran, staying on those 2 bases fairly decently well to defend. Choke from the natural, not too hard to hold, and you see Fantasy going for that wall in rather. So he's going to try to safely hold himself up. Walling off something as a Terran, if you do not do in StarCraft 2 against any race, you are pretty much screwed. Depends on the map sometimes, but god damn the amount of times I get killed just because I don't wall off. Let's not go there. These people are so embarrassed, all of them. But yeah, Fantasy really just map advantage, match up advantage. He might not be a genius at TVZ, but he's been so strong lately. And he's also kind of a revolutionary player in this matchup. He hasn't shown it the last year maybe, but a little over a year ago, really, he revolutionized many things in this. Went for those funky, crazy builds, the Valkyrie build, and other such funky things that just brings tears to my eyes in memory. HyuK going for 12 hatchery, so he's going to try to expand off of this. Very popular, very, very popular for Zergs on this map, no matter who they're playing against. They tend to just 12 hatch, and with the long distances and such, they know that early pressure is not really something they're going to be facing. Unless it is you're playing against Midas, then you're got to be ready for anything, because he'll just come out with 2 barracks with massive amounts of fire bats and just kill you, as he has shown capable of doing in the past. Fantasy getting his SCV in there, spotting the spawning pool, just getting ready. Going to be able to keep that alive for a little while. No extractor yet, so we might be seeing, yep, there you go, production hatchery. Going to be denied a little bit by that SCV. It's going to be 2 drones coming off the line. And a nice little fake out there by HyuK, pulling another drone off. Getting his extractor just after that hatch first production hatchery, 3rd hatchery goes down. Meanwhile, Fantasy has a pretty nice wall off in there. Going to get 1 Marine just in case to force away anything funky that tries to come in. Refinery on the way, meanwhile. So it does seem he's just going to go with good old standard. He also, I got to admit, Fantasy has improved his medic marine control. I think that was his weakness. A year ago, that was his weakness. That was one of the reasons he did not win the OSL title against Jaedong, despite going 2-1 ahead. One of the reasons that, the way he beat Zerg was going for those crazy builds that countered early Zerg play and then just allow him to push in and do the damage. But really, going for standard SK Terran was not something Fantasy could do well enough to beat all the Zergs out there, to beat the top class Zergs. He had to go for something funky, he had to go for something different, simply because his standard medic marine control wasn't up at the level of players like Flash. Not even close, really. It wasn't bad, of course, but it wasn't at the level where it needed to be to become an OSL champion, I would say. Fantasy, meanwhile, going to get some hits on his SCV. Might just lose it. Apparently going to run away. Zergling not quite catching up to it. But spotting most of the things he wanted to spot. Spotting the lair coming down the natural expo. HyuK making sure to ready himself defensively at that position. Something he tends to do often enough, actually, from what I've seen, is that he does tend to do that. Play safely. Academy coming up alongside that factory, so it does look like Fantasy is going to try to go for those Marines. Oh, he still has, a couple of Marines at the natural expo. Not much else at all. 2 of them actually milling out across the map. Let's just hope for him that he doesn't get those caught across the map and surrounded by Zerglings. But aren't really any Zerglings out there running around for HyuK, so likelihood of that happening are slim, if not none. Second factory on the way, so actually, yeah, okay, alongside an armory, so this was a completely switch up. Thought Fantasy was actually going to go for standard play, what with him getting a refinery not as early as I thought he was going to get for something like this. But second factory on the way for him, so this could be exciting. We're going to see we're actually going to go for some vulture-heavy stuff. Go for some crazy vulture strategies, because of course he is known as the vulture terrorist. His vulture play overall probably the best in StarCraft right now. Really just drop ships and vultures all over the place. Can really do a heavy amounts of damage. One drop ship up there, up the upper left-hand main, could do a heavy amount of damage. Trying to get SCV in there as well. Spotting the ladder, but no way he's going to be able to get that on that natural. Does look like HyuK's all over this. A bunch of Hydras in there. Oh, gonna spot the Spire. Critical spot on Spire and spotting the Hydra Den. So spotting everything HyuK's doing. I'm wondering whether HyuK actually got the scout inside. I'm not quite sure if he got the scout inside of Fantasy's base, so I think this actually might just be lurkers that he's going for. See if he's getting the scout. I think he needs one hit in there, so finally goes down. Bunker here at the front from Fantasy is definitely expecting some lurkers coming out. Engineering Bay going to co-op as well. So I think that's actually more for turrets, because you did see that Spire, so he definitely wants to be careful of a switch up in mutas. Has that second refinery mining as well, so he's going to get those full-on gas. HyuK is just moving out across the map with also a drone coming off. One who's actually going to go and expand to a low left-hand position, trying to abuse that double gassage. There's a little double gas, the low left-hand position. Please tell me I did not suddenly develop map amnesia or a map Alzheimer's or whatever. Yeah, there's a double gassing in spot. Phew, I do not have map Alzheimer's or map amnesia. Thank God. I just have other things. So Goliath's out there just defending. Some Scourge out there. Some Mutas out there as well. So those early Hydras and just going to switch up straight into Mutas. But there's Goliaths in there. Turrets coming up as well. So he could still find some in trouble. Siege tank at the front. Drone actually going to get picked at as that happens. Mutas not going to fly it alongside a few Scourge. Scourge not really going to have anything to hit though. So they're just kind of sitting there and not going to do much of anything. But Goliath's here in a good position. Alongside turrets coming up, he might want to also put in something in his main. I don't think he has quite the defenses in his main that he needs to possibly going to lose the tank. Actually, no, never mind. Mutas are going to go focus down the SCVs. Only one turret in that position. Goliath's coming in as well. But I think HyuK doing, a decent job picking up a few SCVs and preventing a second turret from being put up now. But maybe forced back a little bit with those Goliaths. Once the Charon boosters hit, Goliath's going to be able to help out a lot. Lucian Sharp coming up, so I do believe that HyuK is going to switch up and maybe just go for Hydras alongside those Mutalisks, because he knows he can't really fight Mutas unless if you're going to fight Goliath, you really got to go heavy on the Mutas, and some Zergs do this and do come out ahead. But you really got to. There's a lot of investment in that. You got to go very heavy on the Muta. He does have a few Scourge still in there, a few Mutalisks. I think it's about a control group at this point, but not really enough if the Goliaths get into a very high number. Meanwhile, has his little F-10 coming up. I think it's a second Evo chamber up there, so he's working on his upgrades. Does seem like he's going to go for heavy Hydras. As the game moves on, I'm just going to try to control the map with those Mutalisks in the air at the moment. She's going to try to keep Fantasy inside of his base. Meanwhile, just massing up Goliath, only on 2 bases, but he's working on his weapons upgrades and working on his Charon boosters. So, I thought he was going to eventually switch up. Does have actually medics alongside the few medic Marines that he has out there. The few Marines he has out there, I mean. So, he has a couple medics to support those. And still actually continuing to produce Marines at this point. So, this is actually interesting. Seems like a sort of Marine Goliath build. Goliath now with Charon boosters all over that north side of the main. Mutas trying to fly in and seeing the futility of that, really instantly flying back. A few drones coming off the line here from HyuK. Going to go to his lower left-hand position. Not going to get spotted at all. I'm not quite sure what Fantasy knows about the lower left-hand base, because he might have scanned that, but not really the obvious location to go for. Going for armor before weapons on those Goliaths doesn't really seem like it's a problem, because it ripped to those Mutalisks as they came by. But yeah, armor instead of weapons on those Goliaths, that's an interesting choice. Definitely feel that against Mutas you might want to go for weapons instead, just because they allow you to rip through them much quicker. But I'm thinking he might be thinking of getting the armor for different reasons, trying to go for the armor upgrade just to be able to push that front, because that's where he's going. Lower left-hand position significantly more vulnerable. I'm not quite sure whether he spotted that yet, because otherwise I feel much better position to move on against only a second call and a few Hydras. It does seem like he's switching position, might be going into that HyuK. Meanwhile, looks like he's going to be reinforcing. A lot of Hydras going to go towards the lower left-hand position, and Fantasy looks like he's just not quite decided exactly what he's going to do, just milling around the map. Finally look like he's moving out. Has a few vultures out there. Do they have mines? Not quite sure whether they have mines on that. Medic Green's also moving out there.